Happy Sunday, Canopy Growth traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. As I mentioned, it's Sunday, May 19th. Hope you're doing well and having a great weekend. In this video, we're going to be discussing Canopy Growth's upcoming Q4 and full fiscal year 2024 earnings. We're going to do a prep. A lot of people were asking me for this, and I'm going to deliver as promised. But essentially, if you're not familiar with these new earnings prep videos, essentially we take a look at the analyst estimates, we add them all up, and we get a consensus, and then we take a look at the chart, what to expect in terms of technicals and the price action and leading up to today and the days and weeks, months ahead. So essentially, it's just try to get as best prepared as we can. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say. I'm not a financial advisor. And also, if you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my social media platform of choice going forward. Diving right in, Canopy Growth to report fourth quarter and fiscal year 2024 financial results on May 30th, 2024. So some companies have different fiscal year ends. So it's not the actual calendar quarter that we're in, it's the fiscal year end and quarter. And they're going to be releasing those results on May 30th before market open. And that's going to be for the period ending March 31st, 2024. And then following the release, it's fourth quarter and full fiscal year 2024 financial results. Canopy Growth will host an audio webcast with David Klein, CEO, and Judy Hong, CFO, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on May 30th. So I'll more than likely be joining that call, and I'll do an earnings review video after the fact, and we'll take a look at that. We'll look at the estimates here in just a moment, but there's some interesting pieces here that I wanted to mention. So through the unwavering commitment to our consumers, Canopy Growth delivers innovative products and focus on premium and mainstream MJ brands, including Doja, 7 Acres, Tweed, Deep Space, in addition to category-defining vaporizer technology made in Germany by, Storz & Bickel. Canopy Growth has also established a comprehensive ecosystem to realize the opportunities presented in the U.S. psychedelic market through psychedelic substance, try not to say that, market through Canopy USA's right to Wana Brands, edible brand in North America, a leading one, Jetty Extracts, a California-based producer of high-quality MJ extracts and pioneer of clean vape technology, and Acreage Holdings, a vertically integrated multi-state operator with principal operations in densely populated states across the Northeast. So we'll take a look at the earnings estimates. If you go to investing.com, they're forecasting 76.58 million Canadian and negative 0.062 for earnings per share or EPS. And then if we take a look at TradingView, they're forecasting 72.805 million and negative 0.443. So big difference there in terms of EPS forecast. And if we take a look at Moomoo, this is based on 7 analysts. They're forecasting 72.46 million. And then EPS, they're forecasting negative 0.432. So the consensus is we're expecting a pretty big loss and negative EPS. And I went ahead and added them all up. So for revenue, we're expecting 73.948 million. So round that up to 73.95. And then in terms of EPS, we're forecasting negative 0.312. So those are the numbers. If we beat, then we could potentially see stock gain on the 30th. But like I said, if we have a big miss, those are the numbers to watch out for. Obviously, if we miss, it depends on how much we run into earnings as well. If the chart, if we start to run quite heavily into those earnings and we have a slight miss, then it could sell off a lot more than, if we were to not run that hard and have a slight miss, right? It might cushion the blow a little bit, but the more price go up into earnings, if it's a bad reaction, the more it would react to the downside. Same thing on the flip side, right? If it's great earnings and we don't run that hard into earnings, then we could potentially see a nice green day on that. But again, I'm not expecting a huge amount of just attention and reaction from this, because as of right now, we know the U.S. is looking to reschedule. And if that happens, that's going to instantly change all of these businesses, dramatically. So if that's the case, then a lot of the earnings that we're looking at right now really don't matter a whole lot, because once 280E goes away, Jetty, Wana, Acreage, it's going to be night and day, right? Which we know Curaleaf said they've already paid about $400 million to the U.S. government just under 280E tax code alone. So, I'm not paying that much attention to the upcoming earnings. Something I wanted to mention as well is that Canopy USA, we're not expecting any kind of financial insight there. They said it was more than likely going to be in a couple quarters, so I'm not expecting anything this quarter, maybe the next quarter, if not the next quarter after that for sure. But we're not expected to get any insight into Canopy USA financials since they've been deconsolidated. So like I said, more than likely be the quarter after this one. But we'll take a look at the chart and what to expect in terms of price action. So we did have a daily bear flag that was on deck, but we weren't as confident in this bear flag, and it was targeting 885 Canadian, which on the US side was 650 USD. But we weren't, so technical analysis isn't a guarantee, and it's just probabilities. And when we take a look at the daily chart, we were in a daily uptrend, right? We had our low, high, higher low, and higher high. So what you want to see is a bearish continuation pattern, such as a bear flag, right, is in a downtrend. So we were in an uptrend, which means the chances of this playing out diminished, right? So if we were in a daily downtrend like we were here with a lower high and a lower low, and then the bear flag showed up, well, we would have had a little bit more confidence in that because we were already in a downtrend. Same thing if we were in an uptrend. If it was a higher low and a higher high, we're in an uptrend and we see a bull flag, well, we're more confident in the bull flag playing out because we're already in a bull trend, and it's a bullish continuation pattern. So the fact that we were in a daily uptrend, we weren't as confident in this bear flag playing out, and we actually negated it. So we needed to get over 1113 to negate that bear flag, and we got significantly above it. We hit 1195. So bear flag has been negated, and we'll look to see if we can break key resistance there at 1492. We're also in a weekly uptrend. We have our low, high, higher low, and higher high. So the week of April 29th, April 29th, that's when we confirmed the weekly uptrend. And now we need to do the monthly chart. We need to do the same on the monthly chart. So we need to form a higher low and a higher high. So we're at least a couple months away before we see a monthly uptrend, but it's great to see that we're in a daily, weekly uptrend. Like I said, 1492 there on the monthly time frame, and then 1920 after that. But what we will expect is consolidation, meaning we lose the low of the previous candle. We'll target a potential higher low and then a higher high. So that's what we're going to be looking to see to be confident that the bottom is in. And it's hard to say if we would start it this month. We still have 12 days left in the month, so it's possible, but we would need to lose 609. That means from the low of this monthly candle that we're in now in May, we'd have to drop another 32% just to start monthly consolidation. So I don't see that as the most likely scenario. It's a monthly inside bar in a tightening range this month. So I think the most likely scenario is we even tighten up, see another monthly inside bar into next month in June, and then we start to pull back and then more than likely get some sort of rescheduling news. I think that there's a very good chance that it happens before the election. And, typically summer, a little bit of a lull and drop off in activity, right? Sell in May and go away type of phenomenon in the broader market. But as of right now, the S&P 500 did confirm a monthly bull flag. So this is a bullish continuation pattern, and we were in a monthly uptrend. So that's exactly what I was talking about. It gives us more confidence that this was going to play out. And as long as we held 479, it was a potential monthly bull flag. So we have our low, high, higher low. We know it's a higher low in consolidation because we lost the low of the previous monthly candle. We didn't even really dip below the 0.236 there at 496. So as long as we held the 0.382 at 479, it was a potential monthly bull flag. And then once we broke this month, the all-time high at 524.61, that confirmed it. And to get your measured move, you just go from the low to the high, move it out to the 0.382 fib, and voila, we're targeting 620 on the S&P 500. So it's looking good. In terms of the weekly time frame here for CGC, we're still above the 10-week moving average. We did have a bear cross on the stochastic, but the MACD never saw one. So it's looking good. We're pretty much all systems go here at the moment. We just need that monthly uptrend to confirm. We already had our weekly EMA 12 and 26 pull cross, daily, weekly uptrend. We back tested that 50 weekly moving average there at around $6 perfectly. Confirmed it. It was prior resistance, now support. And now we need to get above that 100 weekly, which is sitting there at 1576. And then a lot of our names are starting to trend back to their 200 weekly moving averages. You can see GTBIF actually kissed it perfectly. TrueLeaf got very, very close. High Tide, very, very close. SNDL, pretty close as well. So if CGC were to do something similar, that'd bring us up to $98. But again, that's factoring in post split. That's only, $9.80, right? So that's only like $10. So pre-split, we hit, I think the high it was $57 back in February of 2021. Yeah, it was $56 and change. So all-time high pre-split was about 60. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, we still need that monthly higher low. If you're looking for entries, again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but you may want to wait for a monthly higher low, which could potentially come as soon as next month, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens here. But the SPY is a monthly bull flag, but that doesn't mean that we can't pull back along the way. And as of right now, CGC needs to get a couple of preferably 3 candles above that $15.76 mark. If we get 2, preferably 3 candle closes over that, then we're more than likely going to be trending back to our 200 weekly. And that would more than likely come off some sort of Schedule 3 being actually enacted. And we had a golden cross as well, with the 50-day crossing down through the 200-day moving average, the first time in over 3 years. So it's looking good. Like I said, in terms of technicals, wouldn't be surprised though if we did come back, maybe back test the daily moving averages. It's been a while since we touched them. So if we come back down, test the 50-day moving average there at around 795, I wouldn't be surprised about that. And then, like I said, expecting potential for monthly consolidation next month, as we would have to pull back about 32% just to start monthly consolidation. So I think the most likely scenario is we see it next month. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on what to expect. Do you think they're going to beat, miss? Again, we're expecting 73.95 million in terms of revenue and negative 0.312 in terms of earnings per share, EPS. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.